Hi everyone, it's Laura. I so appreciate all of the kind comments that you sent about my class play. Everything went great. The kids were just fabulous. Their parents were so shocked. So many of the kids in my class actually had stage fright, and they couldn't believe that they could get up on stage like that in front of 500-600 kids and then perform at night for their families. So it was wonderful. I was so proud of the kids. So I just wanted to thank you for all of your well wishes, because that meant a lot to me. Now, I have been playing around with my makeup again. I feel like the mad scientist. And I have everything on right now except for under eye concealer. And I've been reading up a lot about concealers, and the thing is with concealers, they have high pigmentation, which is great because that's what we want, is coverage. But at our age, it's very hard because when you put concealer on, I don't know about you, but for me, I have a little bit of looser skin in this area. It's not really lines, it's actually skin dropping that makes little tiny folds, and the concealer gets caught up in that. And I had watched this younger YouTuber put on some concealer, and of course they can just slather it all in their under eye area, and it looks great. And the concealer that it's actually an eye brightener. It's an under eye brightener from Becca that the girl was using, and I thought it's so beautiful. Well, I got it home and it looked horrible. It was just in every little line in my face. It just magnified it. So then I started doing some reading on concealers, and again I found that the best thing to do for mature women is to mix them with some kind of moisturizer. Now, your under eye area just is an area with the least amount of moisture, and sometimes I layer 2 or 3 layers of moisturizer before I put any makeup on. Well, I hadn't been mixing it with moisturizer, and I tried this with that and it looked beautiful. But I realized this was close to $30, I think. I picked it up at Ulta. It's not cheap, but it's something that would probably last me 3 years because you use barely a drop of it. Now, what I wanted to do today is put that on with some moisturizer, and then try an inexpensive one for you from the drugstore that most everyone has. And I'm not trying to get you to use any particular moisturizer. I think anything you have would work. I'm going to use that one that I got from Octoly before, the 100% Pure, because I just love this stuff. It is for dark circles, and it's got caffeine in it, and I think it sort of depuffs the under eye area. And this is pretty inexpensive, and you can get it off of Amazon also. Now, before I do that, I want to talk about my eye look today because I'm loving it. I haven't sent for many products from Octoly lately just because I've been so busy with school, report cards and grades and all this stuff. So I actually saw this though, and I've never tried anything from Clarins. And of course, this is a brand you would see more at a department store, not something you're going to see at the drugstore. I think this is beautiful. It's called let's see, it was Tropical Splendor. This is such amazing colors. It's a 4-color palette. I'm wearing it right now, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I thought maybe a couple of you might ask about it. I love this look. Now, to intensify the gold more in the palette, what I did was I took my matte soft ochre. I did not put this all over my lid. What I did first was I used the Maybelline eyeshadow primer all over my lid. I am back in love with this stuff. I've always liked it. I've tried other primers just for you so I can share ones that I think are good. I don't know if they've stepped their game up or I forgot how great this is, but I'm back to this, and I think it's the best thing I've got going in my makeup closet is this one. So I put that on first, and then I took the soft ochre and just painted it on with like a concealer brush up to about 3/4 of my eye. And that really intensified the gold shade in this palette. Now, I found that these orangey shades are great for opening up your eye instead of using brown like a lot of people use, or a taupe. I like this kind of shade, and it really just, I think, gives a lot of color to your face, which as we age, we lose so much of our natural color and pigment in our skin. So I think this palette is beautiful. If you want something that looks very summery. I think this is perfect. Every shade I needed was in here. The only thing I added was some black. I pushed some black shadow. I lifted my lashes and pushed black shadow into the lash line to make my lashes look a little more thick. But let's stop for a minute. Danielle is helping me film today. Thank you, Danielle. She's holding the camera. I'm sure her shoulders are killing her by now. We're gonna get another shot closer of my eye area, and I'm gonna try both concealers mixed with moisturizer to show you how great it works for mature skin. On my right eye, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Becca. And this, it's very creamy. As you can see, I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand, just a smudge of it. And then I'm going to take the 100% pure. And like I said, if you have another moisturizer at home, try the one you have. I'm just putting a small amount, and I'm going to mix the two into where it's like a little paste. So I'm going to take it and put it in the inner corner and blend it down. And definitely I need to get in here. This is where it gets very dark. I'm going to take a little bit more. And I still have quite a bit of moisturizer on my hands. And then I'm going to blend it into the cheek area so you won't see raccoon eyes. Okay, so this is the Becca side. Now let's try the Maybelline out. And the one I'm going to use for Maybelline is the neutralizer. They have different ones. They have a brightener, they have light, medium, and different shades in that respect. But I like this neutralizer. It seems to really brighten without looking too pink or too fake. So now I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind in neutralizer. You can see that this is a thinner consistency than the Becca is more of a cream. But this has a lot of luminosity in it. We'll see how this looks. I'm going to put some moisturizer again and mix the two together, and it definitely thins it out. And now I'm going to pat it. You can see there's amazing coverage for such a small amount of product. I'm going to start putting the product on the inner corner and outer corner and just blend it in. I don't want to start right in the middle. Because then the majority of the product is there, and that's where my skin folds are from drooping skin. I'm tapping in the inner corner and outer corner first, and then I'm going to work it all into the middle. And I'm bringing it even down here lower and bringing it up last in the middle around the lash line, because I want the least amount of product in the middle section of my eye, because that's where the skin is the droopiest. It's tightest on the edge and in the inner corner. I'm so used to going eye to eye, I put some of it on the inner corner here, but okay, so this is pretty much, I'm going to take a look at it close up and see if there's anything I need to tweak, and then I'll show you the final results. Danielle, what do you think? Which eye do you think looks better, the Becca or the one from Maybelline?
I can't really tell any difference between the two.
I can't really either, and look at the price difference. I mean, this was well under $10. I don't remember what I paid, but I bought it at Wally World. I know it's well under $10. I'll put in the description how much it runs, and I know the Becca was somewhere in the high 20s, maybe close to $30. I noticed that I think this actually, the Maybelline provided a little better coverage. I see maybe a little more luminosity from the Becca, but I think I see more of the darkness with the Becca. I really believe the Maybelline looks a lot better, and I really love using it so much more with the moisturizer mixed in. I think the look of it's better. Sometimes even the Maybelline gets a cakey look to it if I put too much. So with the moisturizer, it thinned it out enough to where it just went right into my skin, and I don't see any creasing. And actually, I'm not going to even set this with powder. I'm going to let it just go like this. I try to not use much powder because I see the under eye area look tight and dry after I put powder on. So I'm leaving it like this. If you've never tried mixing your moisturizer with your concealer, try it, because I think you're going to love the look. and I just think it's a real winner. I hope you all will have a great week, and I appreciate you for subscribing and watching. Thanks so much.